reading about Diary of the Wimpy Kid. This is a new podcast actually on my channel, so thank you very much for this. Your advice if I want to do it or not. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. 20 pages today and 20 others until we finish. I don't know which one I'm going to post, but I don't know. Let's get started. Okay, wait, I'm not reading that one now because I've already read it. No, I should. Okay. September. First and all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. I know what it says on the cover, but my mom went out to buy this thing. I specifically told her to get this one. Don't say diary on it. Great, all I need is from Jerk to catch me carrying this book around to get the wrong idea. The other thing I wanted to clear up right away is that my mom's idea, not mine. But if she thinks I'm going to write down my feelings in here or whatever, she's crazy. So don't expect me to be all dear diary this and dear diary that. That was the Blur actually. We read the Blur on the latest podcast. The only reason I agreed to do all this is because I figure later on when I'm rich and famous I'll have better things to do than answer people's stupid questions all day. So this book is going to come in handy. Like I said, I'll be famous one day, but for now I'm stuck in middle school with a bunch of morons. Let me just say for the record that I think middle school is the dumbest idea ever invented. You've got kids like me who hasn't hit their growth spurt yet, mixed in with these gorillas who need to shave twice a day. And then they wonder why bullying is such a big problem in middle school. If it was up to me, grade levels would be based on height, not age. But then again, I guess so mean kids like Shirakucha would still be in the first grade. Today was the first day of school, and now we're just waiting around for the teachers to hurry up and finish seating chart. So I figured I might as well write in this book to pass the time. By the way, let me give you some good advice. On the first day of school, you've got to be real careful where you sit. You walk into the classroom and just plunk your stuff down and any old desk, and the next thing you know, the teacher is saying, I hope you all like where you're sitting because these are the permanent seats. That's the worst feeling. So in this class I got stuck with Chris Hosley in front of me and Lewis James at the back of me. Jason Brill came in late, almost sat to my right, but luckily I stopped from happening at the second time. Is this you taking tests? Yes. Skippity bop. Next period, I should just sit in the middle of the bunch of hot girls as soon as I stepped in the room. But guess if I do that, it just proves I didn't learn anything from last year. Man, I don't know what's up with girls these days. It used to be a whole lot simpler back in elementary school. The deal was if you were the fastest runner in the class, you'd get all of the girls. And in fifth grade, the fastest runner was Ronnie McCoy, not McConney. Nowadays, it's a whole lot complicated. Now it's all about the kind of clothes you wear, or how rich you are, or if you have a cute. I'm not saying that. Or whatever. And kids like Ronnie McConney are scratching their heads wondering what the heck happened. The most popular boy in my grade is Bryce Anderson. The thing is, it really stinks that I always been into girls, but kids like Bryce has only come around me in the last couple of years. I remember how Bryce used to act back in elementary school. But of course, now I don't get any credit for sticking with the girls all the time. Like I said, Bryce is the most popular kid in our grade, so that leaves all the rest of the guys scrambling for the other spots. The best I can figure is that I'm somewhere around 52nd or 53rd most popular this year. But the good news is that I'm about to move up one spot. Charlie Davis is about above me and he's getting braces next week. I tried to explain all this probability stuff to my friend Rowley, who is probably hovering right around the 150 mark, by the way. But I think it goes in one ear and out in the other with him. Wednesday, today we had phys ed, so the first thing I did when I got outside was sneak off to the basketball court and see if the cheese was still there, and sure enough it was. The piece of cheese had been sitting on the court since last spring. I guess it must have dropped out somewhere, someone's sandwich or something after a couple of days. The cheese started to get more mouldy and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though that the only court was hoop with a net. Then one day this kid named Darren Welsh touched the cheese with a finger, and that's when what started the thing called the cheese touch. It's basically like the cooties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. The only way you protect yourself from the cheese touch is to cross your fingers. That's important, guys. Alright. But it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up tapping mine together so it stayed crossed all the time. I got a D in handwriting, but it was totally worth it. This one kid named Abby Hall got the cheese touch in April, and nobody would come near him for the rest of the year. This summer, Abby moved away to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again, because I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore. Thursday, I'm having a seriously hard time getting used to the fact that the summer is over and I have to get out of my bed every morning to go to school. My summer did not exactly get off a great start thanks to my older brother. A couple of days ago in summer vacation, Roderick woke me up in the middle of the night. He told me I slept through the whole summer, but that's luckily I woke up in just time for the first day of school. You might think I was pretty dumb for falling for that one, but Roderick was dressed up in his school clothes and he'd set my alarm clock ahead. It makes look like it was the morning, plus he closed my curtains so we couldn't see it was still dark out. After Roderick woke me up, I got dressed and went downstairs to make myself some breakfast like I do every morning on a school day. Uh-oh! But I guess I must have made a pretty big racket, because the next thing I knew, Dad was downstairs yelling at me for eating Cheerios at 3 o'clock in the morning. I took a minute to figure out what the heck was going on. After I did, I told my dad that Roderick had played a trick on me and he was the one that should be getting yelled at. Dad walked down backstairs to chew Roderick out, and I tagged along. I couldn't wait to see Roderick when he was coming to him, but Roderick covered his tracks pretty good, and at this day, I'm sure Dad thinks I got a screw loose or something. Friday. Today at school we got assigned to reading groups, and they come right on tell if you're in the gifted group or the easy group, but you could figure out right away by looking at the covers of the book they handed out. I was pretty disappointed to find out I got put in the gifted group, because that just means a lot of extra work. When they did the screening at the end last year, I did my best to make sure I could put on the easy group this year. Fred picked up the book. Woo, thanks. Mom is a real tight with our principal, so I'll bet she stepped up and made me put in the gifted group again. Mom is always saying I'm a smart kid, but just don't apply myself. But there's one thing I learned from Roderick. It's to set people's expectations real low. So yeah, starting up by practically doing nothing at all. Roderick, I want your dirty underwear off the kitchen table before I get home from work. Later, it's not there. Actually, I'm getting kind of glad my plan to get put in the easy group didn't work. I saw a couple of the Bink Says Boo kids holding their books upside down, and I don't think they were joking. Saturday. Well, the first week of school is finally over, so today I slept in. Most kids wake up on Saturday to watch cartoons or whatever, but not me. The only reason I get out of bed on the weekends is because I can't stand the taste of my own breath anymore. Unfortunately, Dad wakes up at 6 in the morning, no matter what day of the week it is. He's not really considering the fact that I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday like a normal person. I didn't have anything to do today, so I just headed up to Rowley's house. Rowley is technically my best friend, but that is definitely subject to change. I've been avoiding Rowley since the first day of school, when he did something that really annoyed me. Ooh, what did he do? Did you know that if your hand is bigger than your face, it's a sign of low intelligence? Ha, gotcha. Look. He's done like, Rowley's going like that, Greg's going like that, so I'm like pushed. But do I have low intelligence? Let me check again. Okay. Monday, oh, sorry. We're at the end. So that would be the end of today's podcast. Hope you enjoyed, and peace.